YouTubers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. I want to thank everybody for joining me this beautiful morning. It's gorgeous outside. We're going to have a gorgeous week of sun and beautiful weather. Anyways, just want to throw that out for my friends living out east where it's snowing today. Woo! Today is the 13th of February, 2020. And what is happening in the housing/rental markets? Well, average rent for a one-bedroom in Toronto hits $2,300, says report. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. And, people are like, Mike, what do you know about Toronto? Well, I grew up in Toronto. I lived on Dufferin and St. Clair for many years as a child growing up until I graduated from high school. Then I went to go live everywhere else and knew that it was like the biggest ripoff. Even then I knew it was a huge ripoff to live in that city. But here it goes. We already know that the rental rates in Toronto are astronomically expensive. However, a new report has just confirmed how high they've gotten. Real estate listing Rentals.ca and Bullpen Research and Consulting released its January national report, which once again placed Toronto as having the highest one-bedroom average rent prices in the country. On a national level, the average rent for one bedroom in Canada, according to the report, grew 4.3 year over year last month, with all three of the country's largest cities experiencing significant rent increases in 2019, with Toronto at 9%, Montreal at 25%, woo, and Vancouver at 11%. So after all those cities get ticked off the list, which ones are left to live in Canada? There's Grimsby, Ontario. There's Wawa, Ontario. Woodstock, Ontario. Wawa, Ontario. Did I say Wawa? I don't know if I said Wawa, Ontario. The average rent for a one-bedroom in Toronto hit $2,299 last month, according to the report. In terms of two-bedroom apartments, they grew even higher to $2,914 for a two-bedroom. But you know what, guys? Don't panic. Don't make me show you what you can get for $900 US luxury condo down in Miami Beach. Don't make me pull that up right now, because if I pull that up, you're going to see. Rentals.ca looked at 30 cities in the country and used data from all properties listed on the site in the last month. The report's top 5 markets' highest one-bedroom rent includes Toronto and $2,299, Oakville at $2,108, North York at $1,984, Mississauga $1,971, Vancouver at $1,949, showing that the 4 or 5 the most expensive cities to rent one bedroom are all in one. Let's get a rough estimate of how much you need to make just to get by. That's I don't know if okay, let's include food in that. Some people ask me, how do you get this multiplication? Let me explain this to you. So this is a one bedroom, right? So this is what you do. You go 2,299, and I usually multiply it by 1.6. And you're probably wondering, why are you multiplying? Because the extra 6.6 of a percentage, basically, or 0.6 of 1, what it does is it actually gives you that food. So if I'm kind of averaging it out, if it's that much for the rent, that rent's you've got to make the rent money. So that's in there at the 1. The 0.6 is car insurance, transit, whatever you have to, food. So you need to make $3,678.40 net. So in Canada, especially in the province of Ontario, with unemployment deductions are pretty high there. So you're looking at about $5,200 gross per month you need to make for a one-bedroom. Na 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 na! Hey, Toronto! There it is. So, I mean, if you want to live outside of Toronto, you're still paying an arm and a leg, right? And then you got to pay for if you live in Vancouver and Oakville, you got to do this because you got to pay for transportation, right? So let's say Mississauga, right? 1,971. Okay. Then you got to go multiply that by 1.9 if you have. equals. So you got to make about that much to live in. That's including your transportation. But insurance rates are going up in Ontario. Woo! All right, let's keep going here. So there it is here. Wow, there's nowhere left to live. We have nowhere left to live for Canadians. Americans don't know how good they have it, where they can just, oh, I'm tired of this. I'm moving to Oklahoma, man. I'm moving to Montana, man. I'm moving to Miami, man. I'm going to Fort Lauderdale. I'm moving to Atlanta, Georgia. They have a choice in America. We're tough. In Texas alone, they have more major cities than all of Canada. We're screwed. I think Texas has more bigger cities and more infrastructure than all of Australia and Canada put together. Just the state of Texas. On a provincial level, Ontario had the highest rental rates in the fourth quarter of 2019, with landlords seeking $2,318 per month on average for all property types. That's huge, man. That's on average, guys. Ontario also has the highest share of condominium apartments, listed at 37% of the provincial total, while BC had the second highest rental rate at $1,928 per month, while Newfoundland and Labrador had the lowest at $954. Due to the increase of rent in all Canadian major cities, the report found that younger tenants are now looking for walkable downtown communities where they can live without expense of owning or parking a car without having to deal with a commute. Having to deal without a commute, massaging the people and making them think that owning a car is only for the rich, owning a house is only for the rich, massaging the young people that you never gonna own anything. That's the way it goes nowadays, and you gotta live with it because younger people are comfortable with that. On the other hand, to deal with affordability, young professionals are also starting to squeeze into smaller units, living with roommates in their 30s. Let's set up an occupancy rate like they did in Florida. An occupancy rate, how does it work, guys? Well, for every bathroom in your unit, you're allowed 2 people. You have a child, you gotta move to 2 bathrooms in your units if you have 3. If you have 5 people, you're gonna need 3 bathrooms. In some counties in Florida, they crack down on, 40 people living to a house, and what they did? Oh, occupancy comes in, takes a few notes. Okay, how many bathrooms do you have in this house? 2. Okay, why do you have 13 people here? You can't do this. Somebody calls occupancy, boom, 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 they come down, they report it, boom, problem fixed. Once they start running occupancy, we're gonna see how they're gonna do this! On the other hand, to deal with affordability, we got that in their 30s, in their 30s, essay. But sadly, rent is expected to only get worse into 2020, especially in Ontario and British Columbia, despite the increase in new rental apartment construction and the crackdown on empty units on Airbnb in several markets. According to Rentals.ca, Canada's average rental rates are expected to increase by 3% year over year, while Toronto, the annual rate could be 7% in 2020. You can find the full report here. Guys, go check out these guys, Toronto Stories. This is a really, really, really good website. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know what you guys feel about this. The price of rent for a average one bedroom is, where did I read that? 2,000. Hold on, I got my calculator open. $2,300. Let me know how you're affording this if you're living in Toronto. Please comment below. Thanks for watching.